What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Who That's, and to bring you back with another stream. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Strat. My name's David. What's up, everybody? Man, welcome back to another stream. We're getting back into the mood swinging thing. Woo! How everybody's going? How's everybody's day going? How is everyone doing, man? Welcome to the stream, man. We got a lot to talk about. I've been with Sonic for more than a month now. It's time to officially get this off my chest. The season went horrible. Thank you, JG. Thank you. Welcome to the stream, man. The rebranding process has really took a turn. I hope y'all enjoy the rebranding process, man. Again, man, I made everything from scratch, man. Everything from scratch, man. It's the weekend. And it's time to get to some Saints freaking talk. We've been silent for so long. Who that's in? Jerry here. Welcome to the stream, Jerry. You know you're a long-time fan, man. Long-time friend. I appreciate you coming over here, man. Woo! So we got a lot to get off our plate here. Let's cut the music off and let's get straight into it. The New Orleans Saints season, a massive failure to begin with, and blame could be shared with everybody. But let's get to the start of week one, to the here and now. The New Orleans Saints started off their season pretty good with a comeback win against the Atlanta Falcons, which was, well-deserved. It was a nice comeback win. Not many people could do what they did. It was a great morale booster for you to go into your other games. But what went wrong after that was the mishandlement of the injury report and the mishandling of their own quarterback, Jameis Winston. Dennis Allen has shown he has a lack of IQ, a lack of understanding of his own team, and a lack of making his own decisions. Dennis Allen is relying on other people to make that decision except for him as a whole, and he's the head coach. He is the head coach. He is the head coach. He has the final say. You shouldn't say you have to put in a room with your whole offensive side of the staff just to figure out who you're going to start. You go with who you know is going to get you the win, who you know could give you the best explosive power. And what he has done so far this season has ultimately shown he's very indecisive. And if he can't make the proper decisions, he has no business being a head coach. And this has held him back from countless positions when he was with the Oakland Raiders and now when he was with the Saints. Now, do I feel like he's a bad coach overall? No, he was really good as a defensive coordinator. Let's keep it real. Dennis Allen as defensive coordinator was good. I have nothing to say at that, but Dennis Allen as head coach, there's a lot bad to be said, and we will go to Dennis Allen coaching record to first explain. So Dennis Allen has coached. He has coached a total of, hold up, give me a sec. Let me find his coaching history. Okay. Dennis Allen has coached for the Oakland Raiders 2012, 2013, 2014, and now he's the head coach. And here as a head coach, he went 4-12, 2012, 2013, he went 4-12. 2014, he started 0-4, and with New Orleans, his first year as head coach. And don't get me wrong, he has been in the system, so he know how this team is supposed to be ran. He started off another season 4-9. It's a consistent thing. And is it a lack of understanding? No, Dennis Allen has been a coach in this league for a long time. He should obviously know. But what I think he has is he plays too much conservative football. He plays a game of football that hasn't been played since the 1990s, guys. Let's keep it real. When he said he wanted to see fire from this team, there ain't no fire from this team. As much as you can see the brotherhood, the willingness to win in the locker room, it doesn't show on the field. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think the Saints players don't want to play for Dennis Allen, but Dennis Allen's not hard enough on these players. Sean Payton was much harder on these players. Dennis Allen was probably that light that just came up and gave this team a little bit more space and more freedom. But when he took over as a head coach, you saw their freedom just over excel, and not everything has been attending onto the football field. Then let's go to a comment from Josh. Dennis Allen is mediocre at best, but do you think if we was a bit more heavy, we'll have a lot more? Not an excuse because it's not an excuse, but I don't think injury has nothing to do with the reason why we are failing. Because if you look at the New Orleans Saints games, don't get me wrong, Saints fans, we've been losing winnable games. It'd be a different story if the Saints was getting blown out every week. The Saints was losing because they didn't have the firepower they need, but that hasn't been the issue for New Orleans. If you look at the games, the Saints come up very short in almost every single game they have lost. The Saints have not been getting blown out. And I refuse to believe the defense has kept this team in games for a good bit, and the team has not been falling behind. As much as I know the offense has been the one falling behind, but that all falls back down onto the head coach as a whole because he's supposed to do something about it. It's obvious him and Pete Carmichael is not on the same page, and it's obvious that they both have a lack of understanding of the quarterback position as a whole. I agree. I wouldn't blame a lot of energy. Just trying to add. I agree that backers have stepped up like Kaden Ellis and Lante Taylor. Yes, and playmakers who's been playmakers for this team has not been getting involved. Alvin Kamara is now receiving heat, thinking he has finally turned to that point in his career where he's old, he can't do it no more. And we actually take the time. We look through the film. We look through the games. Alvin Kamara usage has not been expandable. He hasn't had the same versatility. Why? Because the play calls used by Pete Carmichael has not been working. Get Kamara in open space, get him outside of the line. He has been running nothing but between the center for long periods of time. And that has been an issue that's been an issue since week one when Alvin Kamara did play. Now, is Alvin Kamara has part of the blame? Yes, he shouldn't have a fumble all those times in that 49ers game. However, you can't blame this complete offensive failure on Alvin Kamara because he hasn't been used in a correct way. When Sean Payne was in charge, Kamara was using a screen game. He was using a curl rank. He was used in the flats. They made sure to line him up outside as a receiver, get him the little one-on-ones, take advantage. That hasn't been seen with Pete Carmichael. As much as I'm concerned, he has a beautiful finesse with Mark Ingram, who he does a lot more with than he does with Alvin Kamara. We ran 5 screens this year. We had Alvin Kamara, man. Carmichael is ass. He had a okay 3 and 4 stretch like around that London, Seattle game, but after that, he's been awful. And we're moving on to the offensive side. The lack of identity. This is way beyond the lack of defense, team coaching as a whole. A lack of identity. When the New Orleans Saints come out and they play football on the offensive side of the ball, it is not good. Why? Because y'all running stuff that's unorthodox. Take that Tampa Bay game. Why would you throw the ball? 5 minutes left, 3rd and 1. A high possibility there is you run a little toss to the outside of Alvin Kamara, and you make the linebackers have to catch him. That's what you got to do. You get your best tackle, Ryan Ramczyk, to get that elite block on the defensive end, and you pull the guards, and you make Alvin Kamara race to that sideline. But instead, you throw the ball on a quick slant with none of your wide receivers, and you threw it to Marquez Callaway. Jarvis Landry was playing. That's not an excuse. Jarvis Landry was playing. Jarvis Landry played. Chris Olave played. You have no excuse why you took out your best weapons just to put in Marquez Callaway. And don't get me wrong, Marquez Callaway is not a bad player. But in game time situations, if you want to make a play like that, you're supposed to make that play to the best receiver possible, the best option possible who has been going off all game. And Marquez Callaway, before that even happened, wasn't even part of the game as a whole. Thoughts on Drew Brees being an assistant head coach? I feel good for him. I guess he's trying to put his foot into the floor for a coaching spot as a whole. I can see him coaching in the NFL in the future, but this is a good base for him to start. This is a really good place. Really good place. And when we go more into the depths of coaching, you have to look at the way the 49ers are playing football. The Niners don't have their quarterback. 2 of their quarterbacks is injured. Think about that. And Kyle Shanahan still have this team winning football games. Coaching matters at a beyond level that people don't really understand. People don't really understand that coaching matters to a certain extent. The 49ers are winning their division, and they don't even have a top 15 quarterback. They have a dude I never even heard of, and they beat Tom Brady and Seattle Seahawks. Kyle Shanahan is the real champion. I won't be surprised if he wins Coach of the Year. 2017, 2020 Saints use run screen play action and actually play competitive football. Some games we were pounding it with AK and Joaquin Murray. Cowboys out air it out in the Niners 2019. Yeah, and that was thanks to the creativity of Sean Payton. When you saw Sean Payton coach his team, you saw a completely different offense. You knew what they wanted to do. If they wanted to run the ball down your throat, they would run the ball down your throat for an entire game and mix in play actions. With the Bengals game, understand this: the Saints offense was pretty good, but the lack of complementary football really showed. That Bengals game wasn't lost on Andy Dalton, and I want Jameis to start. It wasn't lost on the offense; it was lost on Pete Carmichael because you got inside the 26 times. When you get inside the 20 more than the average amount of time, then guess what? You have to put up points. And field goals is not going to win you football games in a high offensive scoring league. It just hasn't been done. It has never really been done in Saints football history, and it's showing here and now that he didn't run a single play action. You ran the ball for almost 300 rushing yards. Where was the play action? Every single time the Bengals played defense, they played in the box. You had an opportunity. You had a limited amount of opportunities to run you a play action, get behind the safeties, throw you a deep shot, or at least try to score. But instead, you stuck to running the ball. You was predictable, and you lost the game for your team. And the defense was not firing on all cylinders, something that's pretty common in football, guys. The defense did have a bad game, but that's pretty common. Sometimes you need your defense to bail you out. Sometimes you need your offense to bail you out. And the offense was kind of bailing the defense out. But when it came down to the final scoring possessions and Pete Carmichael got too conservative, that's when you lost the game, because that's when the Bengals was more gutsy than you in the final moments of that game. There was a lot of red flags. Obviously, Carmichael never getting a head coach interview. Didn't want to play call. Then lack of laid back offseason, and most importantly, the moves Loomis made. So here's the thing about Loomis. He has the benefit of the doubt. When he constructed this roster, we was all excited. I don't think he constructed this roster badly. I just don't like the way it was coached. Because, of course, Tyrone is getting up there in age. We should have kept a couple players. We should have never traded. But see, here's the thing about the C.J. Gardner-Johnson trade. Loomis traded him, but Dennis Allen approved it. That's the thing Saints fans don't understand. Loomis made the trade, but Dennis Allen approved it. Loomis was in negotiations with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. See, Dennis Allen, if he was smart enough as a head coach to understand, this dude C.J. Gardner-Johnson don't always got to be in the slot. You could move C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the same position Malcolm Jenkins was in. You could have moved him there, and you could have got Alontae Taylor in the draft and played him in the exact same slot position if you were smart. But instead, he thought of him as expendable, and he let him go for nickels and pennies. And it turned to be a backfire because now C.J. Gardner-Johnson is proving why he should have been at that safety position. He is currently playing safety for the Eagles, and he's killing the game. He's changing the game as a whole. He had the capabilities. When he came out the draft, he was a safety. However, he was also good in the slot. So the Saints didn't take that into account. You have an aging roster. Malcolm Jenkins got old. You should have just popped C.J. Gardner-Johnson in that spot, and you should have drafted you a new nickel. That's how stuff should have been done. It was very mishandled. I didn't like the way it was done. We didn't get nothing back in return for CJ. That's completely on Dennis Allen's part. You have to learn how to use your players. When Sean Payton made these picks, when Sean Payton drafted these guys, he drafted these guys for versatility purposes. When CJ Gardner-Johnson came out that draft, he was playing safety and he was playing in the slot. So he had the capabilities of playing safety. And now look at the New Orleans Saints. You have two old guys who's not playing bad at all. However, you also shot yourself in the foot because he's a pretty good safety. To keep it honest with y'all. Let me go get my charger. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's get to the comments. Expert Jerry, what did I tell you about my 49ers, dog? Yeah, he's excited. I was excited about the Ross, but I agree the most of the fan base was I'll give you did. But I didn't like CJ Gardner trade and Trevor Penny trade, not keeping Williams and not getting a running back too. That's the manipulation of the cap. The cap is officially catching up with the Saints like I thought it would. You just can't keep pushing money back and thinking something's gonna give. I like the fact you paid Eric McCoy, but they could have paid CJ Gardner Johnson. That's the thing, Saints fans. They could have paid CJ. But CJ wanted $12 million a year. I bet they paid him that $12 million a year now. Because guess what? They thought of him as nothing but as a slot play. See, when you go into your negotiations, they think of what you do. He made most of his career in a slot, so the Saints thought that was only what he was good at, and they could pay him that type of money. Oh no, because he could also play safety, and the Eagles got that boy at safety. The Eagles got that boy at safety, so he most definitely deserved that $12 million. He's finna get a payday from the Eagles. I swear to God. He finna get a payday from the Eagles, Saints fans. The cap caught up with the Bucks. Rams is the only difference now they all won on chip. If only we traded Pat P or traded for Pat P or AJ Green in 2018. We was broke then. We already used most of our money in the cap. We was already facing the cap head on as a whole. So pretty much so, regardless of the direction we would have went, we'd have probably still been in the same type of hole. But that comes down to more with just unfortunate circumstances of why we failed those seasons when it comes to officiating, close calls, the Marcus Williams missed tackle. Being a Saints fan is tragic, man. It really is. It's just like when in doubt, something always goes wrong. Something always goes wrong. And now we looking at an uncertain future. Sean Payton. Of course, you have Sean Payton. You know, I will willingly take Sean Payton back if he ever decides to come back to the Saints. But if you trade Sean Payton, are you able to get a first for him? Can you get a first for Sean Payton, which is a high possibility? If you could get a first for Sean Payton, that'd be nice. But all in well, I'd rather have Sean Payton rebuild this roster than actually, having to go through the coaching circumstances as a whole. We could clean the cap, but that starts with not spending no more money. I tell you what, I ain't paying Marcus Davenport. Every free agent, who the free agents coming up for the Saints? 2023 New Orleans Saints free agents. Jarvis Landry, you have Andy Dalton, you have Mark Ingram, you have Shai Tuttle, you have Bradley Roby. PJ Williams, you could keep. David Johnson, kick rocks. Justin Evans, kick rocks. Marquez Callaway, you can keep. Throckman, you can keep. Caden Ellis, you can keep. Other than that, though, most of these guys can kick rocks. David Onyemata, yeah, he could kick rocks. That might actually be good because the Cardinals suck. If we get a first for him, that'd be good. Landry, please pay him. I ain't paying Davenport. You thought Sean Payton wants to go to the Cowboys? That was funny. Cowboy fans I feel like Cowboy media just want anybody at this point. Because if you want to clear a cap out, it starts now. We ain't winning nothing, so the best course of action is we take the cap head on. I think SP is going to be Sean Payton going to be with the Chargers. High possibility, yes. High possibility, yes. It turns out he doesn't like this life. He missed coaching as a whole, but missing Drew Brees, man, it's hard, man. Finding that just proves how hard it really is just to find the next guy, just to find your franchise cornerstone. It's really hard, man. You could draft in the top 5 for so many years and you just still can't find it. It's just hard, man. And it's the NFL. You got to just hope you hit on them. Yeah, and the Cardinals are in cap held too. They are in cap held too. And when we go, and then we have a controversial thing is Do you want to bring Dennis Allen back for another year? Me, no. He already put too much damage on the roster as a whole. His lack in coaching style is obvious. It's obvious he's not ain't going to evolve nobody, and I do not want him touching our young talent. We could have the next guy, but I don't think this Sean Payton wanted to develop a young quarterback. Nah, he didn't. He didn't. And I'll be honest with you, I don't want a running quarterback. Running quarterbacks ain't my thing because they run their steam run out too quickly. They get injured in their legs too much, and they have to rely on their arm, and it just it just doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. So then you have to rely on their arm, and their arm can't get it done. That's something that's been going on for years. A running quarterback has never won a Super Bowl. Who you guys play this week? The Falcons. The Falcons are starting Desmond Ridder. Good for the Falcons. They finally get to see what they could get out their young talent. They've seen that Marcus Mariota is not the answer. I just wish the Saints took that same logic and just ran with it. The start of Andy Dalton again just shows the lack of a brain cell this coaching staff has, bro. You're not winning. You're not going to win. You're out 2 games. You have to hope the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady, lose like 3 games straight. Carolina, you lost a game against Carolina, and now guess what? You're in a stage where you can only tie with 2 teams. So what's the point of starting Andy Dalton? I don't get it. I just don't. What pisses you off the most is the lack of quarterback management. The lack of injuries really. Listen, if you wanted to start Andy Dalton because Jameis was hurt, fine by me. The guy's help is everybody concerned. But when you reach a point where this man is no longer on the injury report, he's standing on the sideline, suited up, ready to play if Andy Dalton goes out, just shows to you that they gave up on him. They gave up on him. When Sean Payton was in charge, they gave Taysom Hill the entire year. Let's keep it real. When Sean Payton said, you know what, kid, we're going to give you your opportunity as a quarterback. They gave him his opportunity. He failed, but they gave him the opportunity. Dennis Allen and Carmichael did not give Jameis the opportunity. And if I'm being honest with you, I don't think he would have succeeded because this offense is ran poorly. It's ran by real strength. You telling me on third? Why literally on a 3rd down and 2? You just need 2 yards. What the heck you doing? Drawing up plays that takes long to set up. Come on, bruh. If they gave up on it, why didn't they pick up a QB or free agent or trade? They picked up Andy Dalton. That's who they picked up in free agency. They say Andy Dalton was going to be the backup to Jameis, but they obviously didn't know what they were talking about. So they completely gave up on him. And now Jameis is in a situation where you don't know what you're going to get out. You're now in another hole where now guess what? You don't know what Jameis could do. And there's high possibilities. If Dennis Allen is head coach, he's bringing Andy Dalton back. That's one thing Saints fans got to understand. If Dennis Allen is the head coach next year, they're bringing Andy Dalton back. DA is soft. He is. We need a QB, but I never draft. But I would never draft a QB with this coach. They will break whoever that may be. True. They will. See, listen. You fired Dennis Allen. We don't have a 1st-round pick this year. I don't care if Dennis Allen running back because guess what? It automatically not going to change nothing. But 2024, the year is time for us to search for that guy. I cannot trust Pete Carmichael or DA. You got to let them go. They got to go. There's no way you just bring them back and say, oh, let's just do that. Because Allen is a liar and set him up for fair. A real head coach have said, Jameis said after week 1 knowing full well he was not healthy enough to go out there and play. That's another thing. The mishandlement of the injuries. Y'all like to blame the Saints coaching staff is trash. First of all, I think all of them should be fired. Something going on in that organization just for all these injuries to be piling up. But number 2, the head coach gives the right of way for the player who wants to play. They bring back Michael Thomas too early, so he was out for the entire year. Now you bring back Jarvis too early. He missed a huge amount of time. You let Marshawn Lattimore play with a bruised ribs. You didn't think that was going to obviously get worse, and you let him play it. Now he's been out ever since. Really? Are you really telling me the mishandlement? Saints fans don't take acknowledgement. This coach is Dennis Allen mishandled the heck out the injuries this year. Now, don't get me wrong. Sean Payton, he did his little due diligence. You know, he also has a little tinkle in there for what happened to Michael Thomas. But this time, y'all can't blame Michael Thomas. This is on the Saints coaching staff. He shouldn't have played. You shouldn't play Jameis. You don't play players who have the high possibilities of getting hurt again. You sit them out. The moment Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry had those little scare leg injuries, you should have took them out the game for their own protection so you could get them back and within like the next 2 weeks. But instead, you played them. They got hurt. They missed huge amount of time, and you left Chris Olave on his own. Mike, it said Mike was hurt for like 4 weeks and wasn't on IR. Thank you. But here's the thing: before he was out for 4 weeks, they played him after an ankle. He had a toe injury. So they played him the next game, and it got worse. So whose idea was it to have Dennis Allen as head coach? Mickey Loomis. How you misdiagnosed a toe? They were talking as if Michael could have came back. Exactly. They misdiagnosed him, and they did that the entire year with their players. You're not supposed to play players like that. You give them their breaks. When Justin Herbert had that rib injury, they made the proper decision to take him out that game. They will fire Pete and others currently on staff. They will. How the FD missed a broken toe? My toe broke, bro. Yeah. They thought he could play. So Dennis Allen approved it. Well, you can play. Go on ahead. He even went on social media and said that's how it's supposed to be done. You're not supposed to put these players back out there while they're hurt. Now they're out for long periods of time. As Sean Payton had to deal with it because of what he did, and now Dennis Allen had to deal with it. But Dennis Allen did it even worse because obviously these guys, when they had those scary instances, you still played them. Cam Jordan, I got scratched out, and you put him back in the game. Guys, Cam Jordan was out for the next game because of that. No. We keep Mickey Loomis. We keep some position coaches. It's not everybody's fault. I'll be the first one to say Mickey Loomis, for all this roster was constructed by him, but I can't put 100% on the blame because when he constructed this roster looked good. If you ask me, I put more of the blame on the stuff he traded for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They couldn't get back into return, but that's more on the Dennis Allen part because he thought of him as expendable. So, yeah, a head coach approves a lot of stuff, guys. So, yeah, pretty much. But will you fire like most of the offensive coaching staff? Yeah, probably so. Pete Carmichael is first. You got to do it. You got to do it for the own safety of your own team. Yeah, is really necessary, but I can't just go back into next year saying the same stuff. Oh, it's just injuries. I would move Mickey to another position in the organization, make kind of GM. Loomis is too old. He like saying most of the person, and he's not making bad decisions. That's the one thing. Saints fans, they're trying to shift blame to Loomis, but can you really? When he constructed his roster, it wasn't bad. The mishandling of the cap, yeah, you try to put your team in position to win. You thought you could win now with Jameis Winston. However, you didn't know that your head coach was going to be retarded. That's the short end of the stick. You didn't know that the coaching staff would have failed the season as much as they did. Because if you look at this roster from top to bottom, it wasn't bad. If you put Sean Payton in charge of this team, I think this team turns out a lot better. But instead, you had DA, who had a much softer coaching style that turned his team into a bad train wreck. Missed tackles, nothing was getting fixed. Everything looks awful. When we play against the 49ers, the lack of aggressiveness, the lack of just mixing up your plays, the creativity, nothing went your way. Again, 49ers only scored 13 points. I'm just saying the Niners only scored like 13 points. How much can your defense do? That just proved that the acquisitions was the problem. It was the coaching staff. If you look at it, the Saints hasn't been losing these games because of young talent, the lack of talent, none of that. I'm just saying. It's not a long-term decision. It was like a short-term, win now situation, but it wasn't constructed. The defense is not bad. The defense actually been keeping the Saints in games. It's been the offense that's been a train wreck, and you blame and offense penalties and undisciplinedness. You blame that towards that the coaching staff as a whole. You blame that like crazy on the coaching staff. So pretty much, I'm not firing Mickey. I feel like Mickey got to fix his cap. If he can't fix the cap within like the next 3 years, I will consider changing my point of view on Mickey. But this all starts with a complete wipe. You have to let go Dennis Allen. You can't let him do his damage. It happened with the Oakland Raiders, and it was like a learned term you have to fix. You got to fix this now. I think releasing Dennis Allen is the proper way to go. But if they want to keep it for another year, they can. But 2024 is the last straw because that's when we get our first round pick back. When we get our first round pick back, I'm expecting big things. Point blank period. I want a quarterback. Dennis Allen cannot choose that quarterback. Not at all. Nope. Nah, I'm good. I am good. That man can't develop. He can't develop nobody. I'm subscribed to your channel, man. Thank you, keeping it real. Who That Sports subscribe. Thank you. I don't even know if we fired DA. Well, here's the thing. Next year, I think this year draft, even though we have a first, we don't have a first. We have a lot of picks. We have around 7 picks in total. So you could probably rebuild smaller positions with that. And you could probably go another year with whoever you decide at quarterback. If you really want to run DA at head coach, you can go be my guest. That just means we get a first round pick in the top 5. Listen, Saints fans, listen to me. We've been spoiled by Drew Brees, 40 points a game. Sean Payton, well-coached game. We could go one more year being bad. Don't get me wrong. I could go one more year with being bad if it means we're getting a quarterback. Like, we ain't going to really be sucking like that. We might got to get like an outside, like an early top 10 pick, like a late top 10 pick. But, I could go without it. I could go without one more bad year. I can. That just means there's going to be a lot more cursing Dennis Allen videos. That's all that means. Keeping it real. I'm completely fine with it being another bad year. I'm just saying I'm completely fine with that. Keller Williams or Drake May is coming to the Saints in 2024. Facts, and I'm not having Dennis Allen develop a thing. Oh, the 49ers got to also have the decisions too with their quarterback because Jimmy G and they don't know what they want to do with their quarterback. Kyle Shanahan, that's going to be a fun thing right there. But Kyle Shanahan is a good coach. Is he going to make it to the Hall of Fame? I don't know. He got to win a Super Bowl. He got it though. Meanwhile, I'm going to enjoy being good. Right. Now, the upcoming decisions will be the off season is who's going to be your quarterback, who's going to be the head coach, and who do you fire? Because there got to be some fires. If you don't fire nobody, that just proves you don't know what you're doing. That's when you question Mickey Loomis. Are you going to fire somebody? I'm going to need to see some fires. It's either Pete Carmichael or Dennis Allen. It's either Pete Carmichael or Dennis Allen. One of those got to get fired. Point blank period. One of those got to get fired. One of them will most likely keep Jimmy G, right? You got him under contract. So, yeah, one of them got to happen. That's when we start questioning Mickey Loomis. He said Carmichael going even if he's this offense was horrible this year. Oh my lord, bro. This offense was horrible. Listen, cap is not a problem. Saints go wherever they want. Remember, the team has been. Oh no, not. I think you don't know too much about the cap. The Saints are currently in overs. Like we overextend. We pay. We're paying. Andrews Pete is like a $14 million cap hit, right? Yeah. The guy who's be out like half the season has a $14 million cap hit. I've been wanting Andrews Pete gone. I really have. I'm gonna keep it real. I've been telling Saint fan to let him go. We pay him way too much money. You got Michael Thomas. You can always have. I don't know how much longer we could keep putting his money down. Pete will be with Sean next season, probably so. Sean Payton never let that man call plays. We know why now. Hold up. Let me actually bring this up. Let me actually bring this up real quick. Hold up. Let me bring this up real quick. All right. So Hold up. So look, if we take a look at the New Orleans Saints cap space. Hold up. So look, I'm going to let y'all look at it for a second. Just give me 2 minutes. So yeah, pretty much if we take a look at the cap space for 2023, Michael Thomas take up a 25, Cam Jordan take up a 23. Dang, Lattimore, $43 million cap hit. Ryan Ramczyk a 39 million. Andrews Peters actually a 16 million. Ironic, Onyemata is a 10 million. I ain't gonna miss him. He's getting old himself. So pretty much, so no matter who you put in, no matter who you put up, you're gonna have these type of issues. So pretty much, you have to unload to get rid of most of this cap and just take the dead cap head on for like a year. Most opportunities, yeah, that's going to happen. I still can't blame that season. The season on Mickey Loomis if we're just poorly coached. You tell me a coach who just goes in the media after not scoring a single point and just says these words. I said, well, we didn't really play that bad. Man, bruh, name a head coach who's going to actually come out and say that. A head coach, the leader of a team, when you know you're supposed to be winning football games, this fool goes on live media and said, even though we didn't score 0 points, I feel like we still played really well. Like it just makes no sense at a certain point. I'm gonna start letting y'all in. I'm gonna start letting y'all in, but still, which can you do? What can you do? What can you do? It's gonna just be, it's just gonna be hilarious for like I say. How many seasons can we deal with, Saints fans? How many? How many can you deal with before you actually get to a point where you just want to basically just start letting go everybody? I know dang well Michael is going to join there first. I don't really know about that. Trading Cam Jordan and Demario Davis, you ain't gonna get nothing for them. They're too old. You could just let them finish their seasons in New Orleans. You let those players finish those seasons. I say trade, if we're willing to let go a few pieces, you could trade either Michael Thomas. You could probably trade you You know, that's about it. Or Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas said, I want to let go everyone. This is in 23 24. Michael the Hurricane. Jerry, yep. So I want to let go everyone. Yep. Rebuilding from scratch. I don't want to. We actually have a really good base for a rebuild. If you think about it, we have a lot of young talent in like key positions, like Chris Olave. We have Marshawn Lattimore, Pete Paulson Adebo, Alante Taylor. We have a little question mark in the safeties. We gonna have to search for our next big pass rusher. We should have kept Trey Henderson. Marcus Davenport has been kind of a letdown. So pretty much so, we're gonna have to start from the base of the scratch again with the pass rush. Unless y'all think Peyton Turner could do something. Heck no. I don't consider him a Hall of Famer, not one bit. Mike Evans is not really that. Mike Evans is a jump baller. We don't have to rebuild from scratch, but we have some core pieces we just have to have a quarterback and head coach for. Yeah, we could get a wide receiver this draft again, too. Nah. I think that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, that's probably Tampa Bay. No, it was the Rams. No, it's Rams, us, then Tampa Bay. Yeah, Rams, us, then Tampa Bay. Right. I got it right. Because the Rams roster is older than us. Tim says otherwise. Tim say a lot of things. Tim says a lot of things, guys. But yeah, age. If we could hurry up and get that quarterback in the next 3 years, the championship window might still be there, but you need to hit real big at the quarterback position. I think this year you just focus on rebuilding. You rebuild other positions. Get you another wide receiver. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, Tampa Bay fans. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, Tampa Bay fans. I can't wait until Brady come back. Oh, I can't wait until Brady retire. Y'all finna be doomed. Tampa Bay fans are one and done once Brady retired. God dang, been waiting for that man to retire for years now. Who that backup quarterback? Kyle Trask? Shout out to the young man making the NFL, but he ain't carrying Tampa Bay to nothing. He is not carrying Tampa Bay to nothing. You need to bring Mark back here because I know he's been talking. Blaine Gabbert is their backup. Oh no. They might actually have a pick though to select a quarterback, but this draft right here is not quarterback heavy. Yeah, this upcoming draft is not quarterback heavy. Dolph, what's up?
Man, what's up, my brother? How you doing, man?
Doing good. What's up?
Man, listen, man, I'm enjoying your show, bro. Enjoy your content, man. You know what I'm
I
saying? Just want to
appreciate it.
jump. Yes, sir. You know, it's family, man. Had to jump on and show love, man. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
man, as far as this with the cap, man, we listen, 2 years ago we're 100 and something million over. Everybody was panicking. We got it under. Long as we got Kyle Hadley, we good, man. Kai and
Mm-hmm.
Mickey, they go work that thing. Just like last year, the Saints were over what 70 something million over the cap, but they still created cap room to go after Deshaun Watson, which in turn turned out to be a blessing, which allowed them to spend money in other areas instead of just on him. So the Saints being like 50 million over the cap is nothing, man. All they're going to do, they're going to restructure some contracts, turn some contracts into signing bonuses, and of course do what they do with certain players. Push something down the line. Now the thing is this though, I know a lot of us, we upset, we frustrated. This season has been a total loss. We have someone who is incompetent as a head coach. It has been proven, but everybody, listen, he coming back. They are bringing him back. The only way he gets fired, I believe, is if the Saints go out these next 4 games and look like a team that has quit, has given up, or gone or has gone through the motion, or just look pathetic. Basically they're not even competitive. Now Ross Jackson did report after the Tampa Bay game that there were some high ups who were
as a
really
head
upset.
coach, as a head coach, as a team, you're losing games that should be easily winnable. That breaks a team.
Right. Well, and then but listen, the players got to be held accountable too. You see what I'm saying? And when I say the players have to be held accountable, what I'm saying is you're not only auditioning for the 2023 season for the New Orleans Saints, you're auditioning for 31 other teams. And one thing that does not lie is tape. So if I'm a GM of another team and I'm looking at you these final 4 weeks with the Saints, and I see on tape where you quit, you gave up, you not out there giving it your all, why would I want to bring you into my organization? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And listen, and now is the time to find out about more of our young players. Also, we got 2 young coaches on the staff, and Ronald Curry and Cody Burns. I think Ronald Curry is an up and coming coach in the league. He's very respected around the league. And I like to see them keep Ronald Curry and bring Cody Burns, the wide receiver coach, back, because the wide receiver room has not been a problem this season. It is not. I think we lost. Him. You there, my brother? Oh, gee, what's up? Uncle Jerry, what's happening with you? Who that nation? How you doing? Hey, man. Listen, y'all. Like I tell y'all, man, I ain't got no expectations for the rest of this season, but there's not. I just don't like the Falcons, so I can't even front. As much as I want Dennis Allen gone, I can't even front. I don't want to lose to the Falcons. I don't want to lose to the Falcons, family. Sweeping the Falcons will make this season more bearable, but losing out and losing to them and them getting swept by the Panthers and the Bucks and getting whooped by the Eagles again, hey, it is what it is, man. So how's everybody? The host here, I guess, brother, he'll be right back. Hope everybody's having a good day, man. Let me see. All right. Hey, how many of y'all want Dennis Allen gone? That's a trick question. That's a trick question. That's a trick question. But we all know he coming back. Pete Carmichael will be with Sean Payton.
I'm back. I'm back.
There you go. There you go.
Back.
He's back.
I'm back.
All right.
Yeah. I already did.
No worry, my brother.
My bad, bro. So what you was talking about?
Man, I'm just saying, man. I was playing with asking them how many of them want Dennis Allen gone. That was a trick question,
Oh, Dennis Allen. See, listen. We've been spoiled by Breeze and Peyton for so many years. You can handle at least 2 bad seasons of football, Saints fans. 2 bad seasons.
No.
Just to get everything straightened up, because you ain't winning without a quarterback.
I've been through 20-something years of bad. I'm not dealing with it no more. Listen, I done been there. I ain't dealing with it no more, bro. Not on my watch. The thing is this, man. This team has said, listen, over the last 2 decades, the Saints have been a model franchise, a winning franchise.
Yeah.
This man was given a golden ticket. Now, before the season started, when they were doing their coaching search, and they decided to go with Dennis Allen, we all talked ourselves into it.
Yes.
Okay, he's in the building. He's
He was
been with
already in
the
the
team
system.
12 years, right? The coach, the players are familiar with him. He knows the culture.
Right.
He's in a better
Mhm.
situation than he was in Oakland. And what has he done? The Raider Nation tried to warn us, man. They were trying to warn us and trying to tell us. Listen, some people are just not head coach material.
Not at all.
Some people are just meant to be
That's
coordinators.
because you.
Now,
That's
as a
because you're like the
coordinator,
big brother now. You the big brother of the team, which means you got to be
right,
hard on them boys. Sean, this
right,
dude Dennis Allen. I don't
right,
need to see what they
and
doing in these practices.
right, man. Listen, we were so excited at the beginning of this season that we really weren't paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
You had players who came out and was saying like, "Oh man, this training camp's different. It's not as stressful as past training
Oh
camps."
yeah, they
You
did.
remember that? Remember
Yeah, I
that?
do.
And you had players going AWOL for a week and a half. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so you have camp cupcake. That's what I call it. They had camp cupcake. The way you practice is the way you go play. When
Right.
your star player has to come out and say that even in practice we do this, players jump off sides, we make these mistakes in practice, and no one's held accountable. That was a shot directly at the head coach, the
Yeah.
offensive coordinator. That was the whole staff. Now,
Nothing you
when we
never
are
heard when Sean Payton was
right,
there.
never. Now,
Sean Payton had them boys running laps if you made a mistake.
yes, sir, yes, sir. Now, when you think about this, when everybody was calling the Saints headquarters, blowing up the phones, on social media, what happened that next week against the Rams? Your owner had never stepped foot on the field before a football game, but
Mm-hmm.
she was. But after that week of hell, where she was, because it goes to the bottom line is that money, man.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't listen to us, if they don't listen to us, it's not about listening to us, but listen, we're not stupid. No,
No.
we're not in management in the organization. You have national media not calling for this man to be removed. He is
Yeah.
not the answer. And for them to double down like the Raiders did that. He had an awful first season. They let him come back the next season.
Mm-hmm.
He only won 4 more games again. And then into that third season, they let him go. We do not have time
We
to
don't.
go through 2.5 years of that. When you see the writings on the wall, it has been proven he is not a leader of men when it comes to leading the entire organization. First mistake he made was he should.
Dolph, you're not. Your mic cut out. Michael the Hurricane. That he really changed his name. What's up, Michael?
Hi.
What's up, Dolph? You back? Oh, he's still here. His mic acting up. His mic acting up. He be back. Lines are open. What's up, Michael? How the day going, bro?
It's all right. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But based on the Saints, man, the sooner we fire Dennis Allen, the better. Because it'll be one thing if the team didn't do good, but Dennis Allen still did good. It'll be one thing. Then all right, keep him around.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the thing now, because this man, Marshall Lattimore, Michael Thomas, James Winston, Jarvis Landry, and I could go on. Those guys would literally be playing like all of them together on Sunday.
Right.
If it wasn't for this crucial, dummy, stupid, freaking man named Dennis Allen. And like,
yeah. And to speak on the Jarvis Landry part, he's not even incorporated into the offense like he should.
Yeah, like Jarvis Landry, like a part of our week 1 win against Atlanta was because of Landry. If Landry doesn't make that catch, who knows if we win?
Right.
So I just don't know how you can be this stupid. Then if I'm Mickey Loomis, and for the rest of the season, when there's practice, I want Dennis Allen to go in the back and run 1,000 laps, and when he's done, do 1,000 push-ups until he starts bleeding.
Yuki said, imagine Jim Harbaugh. Nah, Jim Harbaugh can stay in college. He looked like he enjoyed college.
Okay.
If we're gonna get a head coach, if we're gonna get another head coach, let's just start from somebody who's like who you just take from an offensive coordinator position. Like start with something fresh, not the same old story that failed so many times. Most teams go towards that route and they just automatically failed. So let's just step away from that story. And let's just start fresh. Start fresh. How you got Sean Payton was the same way.
Yep.
You do not need coaching failures.
I know people want to blame Sean Payton for this, but y'all gotta realize that Sean Payton's been doing this for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is so mad. Like,
what's up, Trav?
It'll be all right if, like, say Sean Payton's only been doing this for like 2 years. Then I would understand why people would be
Well,
mad.
we did go 7-9 for 3 straight seasons, but that was more on the defensive was sorry part. Like the offense was amazing.
But yeah, Payton's been doing this for 16 years. Obviously, he stepped down because this team, was it good? Yes, it was. Is this team still good? Yes, it is. The record is not like this team is an easy 12 or 11 win team, but we have the coaching staff to make it. So that's why we're 14. Honestly, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if we get blown out by Atlanta like 34-7 or something.
Atlanta coaching staff has really stepped up their game, trying to limit the amount of comeback wins versus them. They still Atlanta though, so they still messing up. But amazing play. They starting Desmond Ridder this week. It's a proper call. You could start a young rookie like that because you saw what you got out of Marcus Mariota already.
Yeah, but like Peyton, you did phenomenal. Do not let any of these Saints fans tell you that you're the reason. Obviously, yes. When he officially went down, I was kind of bummed out. But you're acting like this, like Sean Payton's the reason Dennis Allen's the head coach. Just because you recommend someone to be the coach does not mean that Mickey Loomis has to go with it. And I'm not blaming Mickey Loomis or anything. I'm just saying, because obviously we didn't know what version Dennis Allen we were going to get. Were we going to get the Raiders Dennis Allen, which we obviously got, or would we get the Dennis Allen who was a pro defensive coordinator, but turned into a head
should
coach?
really move back inside that spot because it's obvious that's where he's good at.
I just don't understand. Like, I would understand. Like, honestly, I wouldn't even give him 2 years. From how this year went along, fire him immediately.
Well, I don't want him for another year. I'm being honest with you. I don't want him for another year. I really don't. If we're going to go with Dennis Allen for another year, then that just guarantees it's probably a top 10 pick. But it also guarantees we're wasting even more time with the aging roster we have.
Because honestly, to be honest with you, people might get upset with me, but I don't care though. I have something to say. I want to win football game. In fact, shout out to Matt something. I forgot your last name, bud. He said it perfectly. I want to win football games more than I care about the draft pick, and that is true. Like, obviously, the team's gonna tank when the team is not good, but our team is good. It would be one thing if we had bombs across the line. Dude, we have some of the top players from last decade on this team. So we should be amazing. But the only reason we're not amazing because some of these games we should have won. If we had tried for most of these games, we would have won maybe even the majority of them. And Yuki, I know you said that during the offseason we predicted this team would go 13-4. The only reason we predicted that was because we did not know Dennis Allen was going to be a boom or bust type of a coach. Like, it was either going to be boom or bust, and it turned out it was the bust. The only way it could be boom, I know people want to blame, I don't know why some people are still blaming James because of those first games. I don't know why I keep hearing Jameis isn't the answer. Shut up! Shut up! No. I mean, When I say shut up, I mean shut it up. Like, how are you gonna blame a guy for the first 3 games while like he didn't even have a back, so he couldn't run the ball if he wanted to. He couldn't launch it deep if he wanted to. He couldn't. Like, he didn't have it wasn't a sore back. It wasn't like a back that was almost gonna fall off. It was the main parts of the back. So you're not gonna. So if I hear one more Jameis Winston ain't the answer kind of guy, I will slap you into the Super Bowl.
But to be sure, you do want to draft a quarterback though in like 2020.
I do, but I'm not gonna blame Jameis.
No, you can't blame Jameis for this season, obviously. Sorry, fam, lost connection, man. You know the lines are always open, keeping it real, bro. You could come back in here and finish saying what you're saying, man. I like having the lines open to keep it real with you.
Yeah.
Makes streams more interesting.
Yeah, but like Jameis Winston haters, what do you get from that?
Yeah, they like to say he ain't the answer because you really never saw a full season from Jameis in the Saints uniform. But he would. This is probably more of a good thing for Jameis because he would have failed badly under the Dennis Allen regime.
Yeah,
he would have failed way worse than what Andy Dalton is going through. Drop link. All right.
Jameis should have. Jameis like.
Also, guys, I did move up. We can have even more people in the streams if y'all want to come hop up in here. So Sean Payton, I think Sean Payton is under contract for us for a while though.
For like 2 years. And honestly, I hope he comes back. And y'all can say whatever you want. Sean Payton, if you're listening, come back. Okay?
Obviously, you want Sean Payton back, but if stuff changes, you could just always, I'll take my trade. Jameis Winston is just average, average. Average can win you games.
Mm-hmm.
So look at your 49ers.
Average and he's winning games.
Your 49ers ain't above average, but god dang, your offense ain't. But y'all still winning football games.
We thought he wasn't. We thought he was Mr. Irrelevant, but apparently he's just Mr. Amazing.
Kyle Shanahan, what a steal. Hey, should we just start taking coaches from Washington? It turns out Washington has a knack for, having top talent. They just don't use it. And they go to other teams. It turns out to be amazing.
Hey, Dan Campbell, if the Lions don't treat you right, you can come back here whenever you want to.
Do you have Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur?
Matt LaFleur, can you come here?
Dude, it turns out that the 49ers kind of robbed Washington.
Do we just ask for Ron Rivera?
No, I'm not. No, never. I'm good. That's going to be way more work. I told you, I don't need a coach who has a failing resume. I need one who has a 0 resume who needs a career. Start from fresh. Ain't that right?
I mean, it depends because you want veterans too. You want people who have been in there a good while too. You don't just want there be a rookie coach.
Yeah, there'd be a rookie. There's rookie coaches all over the league.
Yeah, but you want to bring in somebody that experience they're going to be able to win games.
Every single coach who's left over in the league has failed so many seasons. You got to start fresh these days. What's up, Dolph?
Yeah,
welcome back, bro.
Man.
You switching cameras.
Got that tropical wave in the house.
Wait, time out. Wait, Sean McVay was with Washington. Man, Washington don't know how to use talent.
I was just thinking about McVay.
Hurricane Mike, what's up?
What's up?
So before your mic cut out, bro, you was going deep into conversation, bro. What you was going on? And Urban Meyer, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about people who have coaching NFL experience, like Ken Dorsey with the Bills, offensive coordinator who actually calls plays.
Right. Yeah. See that's the thing. Like, a lot of people are high on Eric Bieniemy. My thing is it really him or is it Andy Reid? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of like, to me, that's kind of like going through the same thing we did with Pete Carmichael.
Right.
Now, everybody knows that I'm not the biggest Eric Bieniemy fan.
Right. I'm not one either.
My thing is, if you kept him in a meeting for 8 hours, evidently you were thinking hard about possibly offering him the head coaching job.
Right.
My top coaching would be Flores, the former coach of the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Rock, my co-host, he likes D'Amico Ryans, the 49ers defensive coordinator. I
Oh,
personally want an offensive minded coach.
Dolph, when you take the opportunity, whenever you free, I would like you to look into Ken Dorsey, the offensive minded of the Bills. He's also a former quarterback coach.
Yeah, he got Josh Allen.
Yes, so pretty much having him will probably bring a great offense in the league, maybe. But I would like a new mindset of a coach. You know, he actually calls the plays and he shows energy. There's actually buku videos of him losing games by like 3 points, and he's like frustrated.
That Wednesday night, that's a lot of the family members were they didn't call him by name. They were just saying the OC for Buffalo. So Dorsey is the OC for Buffalo, the former Miami Hurricane quarterback. Okay. Yeah. So listen, anybody be better than Pete Carmichael right now? Because
I got a point.
Because he hoodwinked us. You know?
He hoodwinked us.
Yeah, because basically what happened was during the bounty suspension for Sean, somehow to me now, it's been proven that Sean somehow was coming up with the game plan every week and somehow backdoing it into the building.
It's just not there. It's now. Every time we hear Sean Payton go to the building, he must take out the pencil and everything. He said he'll run this next week. I want you to run the iPhone with the 2 wide receivers. You know, run this little play action. Hey. He had to be doing that.
And don't forget you had the coach on the field too when you had Drew Brees. You know, so that made his job easier too, having number 9 under center.
Yeah,
you know. But look, brother, I'm about to get off here, man. I'm about to get home, about to get ready for the night show, man. You got a great show, brother. I love to be back on, man. Anytime you need me, man, just let me know, man.
Man, look, you know, you always welcome to the stream, man.
Look, you got an invitation tonight, man. Come on through tonight with the family. Tonight we're going to have a special guest, man, former New Orleans Saint and Nickel State star, New Orleans own Dejon Dixon, go come through. And we're allowing 5 family members to come on live and ask him a question.
Right.
First come, first serve, man. I see everybody tonight. God bless. And who that?
I'll be there.
I appreciate you, Dolph, man. You know, we appreciate the OGs around here, man.
Hey, man. Ain't nothing but love, brother. I'll see you later. I'm out.
See you later. Well, guys, that was an eventful stream, man. I'm ready to end it for the night, Michael. I thank you for coming on, man, bro. It was a fun day, bro. I have nothing bad to say. We got to talk to the Who Dat Nation, man. We have a game Sunday.
I was school for 2 weeks, so I'm pretty fine.
Yeah, man. You lucky. I got to work.
RIP to your soul.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, I'd rather get paid than be broke.
That's true.
But I appreciate everybody for coming on, man. Welcome. This was the Who That's in the stream, man. I'm gonna read a few comments before we get up out of here. I'm gonna read a few comments before we get up out of here. 8 hours, can't wait. That's a road trip for me. Meanwhile, I'm going to celebrate. Say, can't wait. Meanwhile, I'm going to celebrate my win. Yeah, have fun, Yuki, man. This was your boy, the Who Dat Center. I hope everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. And maybe next time. There will always be a next time. I will be going live probably tomorrow, too. This was your boy, the Who Dat Center. I hope everybody have a wonderful day. And I'm out.
Talk to me honestly. I'm here. I'm here. Talk to me. I'm here.
Yes, sir. That was a good stream.